Welcome to Techpragna. I am Pavitra. I will be giving you a demo on DevOps. Going forward to what is DevOps, let us see what is a methodology. A methodology refers to the best practice of risk management, customer relationship management, and infrastructure stability, where a methodology mainly focuses on service delivery and support service. Project management methodology are nothing but a set of guiding principles and also process which we implement in order to plan, manage and execute projects. Here, the project management methodology determines how we prioritize a project and complete. The implementation of project management methodology depends on what kind of project the organization select to work on. Here, we will learn about most trending methodology called DevOps by covering all the contents from the agenda, where the agenda includes project implementation methodologies, what is DevOps, why DevOps, lifecycle of DevOps, DevOps tools, and role of DevOps engineer. Going forward to what is project implementation methodology, selecting a proper software development lifecycle model for project implementation is a challenging task, as a lot of SDLC model includes similar strength and weakness. Talking about the software development lifecycle is nothing but a structured process which will enable the production of high quality, low cost software in the very shortest possible production time. And the main aim of this SDLC is to produce a superior software which also meets and exceeds all customer expectation and demands. The project management method begins with the project inception and ends when the project has been deployed. Here, the major software development lifecycle models that we would discuss is about waterfall model, agile model, and scrum model. Talking about what is waterfall model is nothing but it includes 6 phases which will be performed in a linear or a sequential approach of the software development lifecycle, which is popular in software engineering and product deployment. This model mainly focuses on logical progression of steps, and also the goals are set for each phase of development and cannot be revisited after completion, which would lead to the advantages and disadvantages of this waterfall model. Here, the advantages will include simple to understand and use, allows for easy testing and analysis, saves a significant amount of time and money, good for small projects if all requirements are clearly defined, allows for departmentalization and managerial control. And also, the disadvantages include risk and uncertainty, lack of visibility of the current progress, not suitable when the requirements keep changing, difficult to make changes to the product when it is in the testing phase, the end product is available only at the end of the cycle, not suitable for large and complex projects. All these disadvantages, mainly the low resource utilization and time constraint of this particular waterfall model, leads to another model called as agile model. Here, this agile methodology for modeling and documenting software system based on best practice. The agile methodology is nothing but a way to manage a project by breaking it into several phases or several segments. Here, it has great adaptability to frequently changing scope, and as a result, the agile project management uses iterative or phased planning and continuous integration throughout the life of the project by including a technique from the Scrum model called as Sprint. Talking about the Scrum is nothing but a framework for the agile model where it is used primarily for managing software development. Scrum lifecycle is a number of consecutive steps and iterative stages that will be performed during the realization of any Scrum project. The iterative approach is the main principle of the Scrum lifecycle, which includes sprint for each subdivided segments, and all the sprints for each subdivided segments by default includes the duration from 2 to 4 weeks, where it leads to the advantage and disadvantage of agile model. Talking about the advantage, it adaptively responds to requirement changes favorably. Fixing errors early in the development process makes this process more cost effective, improve the quality of the product and makes it highly error free. Allows for direct communication between people involved in software project, highly suitable for large and long-term projects, minimum resource requirements and very easy to manage. Talking about the disadvantages, highly depend on clear customer requirement, quite difficult to predict time and effort for large projects, not suitable for complex projects, lacks documentation efficiency, increased maintainability risk. And also, the main disadvantage of agile model will be the communication constraint between the development team and the operation team, where the feedback from the operation team regarding the project will not be sent to the development team at times. In that scenario, the development team will either move on to the other project and will not wait until the feedback is being sent by the operation team. And here, because of this communication constraint, there will be a cost constraint even on the project. And in order to overcome these disadvantages, it leads to another methodology called as DevOps. The ultimate goal of DevOps is to decrease the duration of the system's development lifecycle while delivering features, fixes, and updates frequently in close synchronization with business objective, which means both the development team and the operation team will be integrated together and they will form as a single team in order to perform all the development and the operation phase. The term DevOps is a combination of two words, namely development and operation. DevOps is a practice that allows a single team where it manages the entire application development cycle, that is developing, testing, deployment, and monitoring. DevOps is a software development approach with the help of which you can develop superior quality software quickly and with more reliability. It consists of various stages such as continuous development, continuous integration, continuous testing, continuous deployment, and continuous monitoring. Here, planning and coding from the development phase includes continuous development, build and test combines continuous testing, and also from the operation phase, release and deploy contains the continuous deployment, and operate and monitor will include continuous monitoring. And the core for both the development and the operation team would be called as continuous integration. Going forward to the very first stage of the DevOps process will be the continuous development, where here the source code is being developed and managed, and also the version of that source code is being controlled. In order to maintain the source code and also the version control, we implement a very popular tool called as Git, which is a distributed version control system tool. And next, going forward to the second stage of the DevOps life cycle is the continuous integration. Continuous integration, it includes here the tool will be the tool which we use in order to implement this continuous integration will be Jenkins. Here we build every commit, and this allows early detection of problems if they are present. The code supporting new functionality is continuously integrated with the existing code. Since there is a continuous development of software which we need to integrate the updated code continuously as well as smoothly with the system to reflect changes to the end user. In this stage, we can use the tools for building or packaging the code into an executable files so that we can forward it into the next phase. For building or packaging, we implement a tool called as Maven. The next comes the continuous testing. It includes Selenium, JUnit, and testing. In order to automate the testing process to perform the unit test case and also the user acceptance testing in an automated way, we implement this Selenium tool, where Selenium is used for automation testing, and also the report will be generated by using the test ng. Here, suppose we have written a Selenium code in Java. In order to test our application, we can build this code using Maven. And once we have built the code by using Maven, we can test it for user acceptance testing. The entire process can be automated by using Jenkins. Next comes the continuous deployment. Here we will be using Ansible as the configuration management tool and Docker and Kubernetes as a containerization and orchestration tool. Talking about the configuration management tool, here it is also important to ensure that we correctly deploy the code to all the servers. Before moving on, we have to understand a few things about configuration management and containerization tool, which includes a set of achieving continuous deployment. Configuration management is the act of establishing and maintaining consistency in an application's functional requirement and performance. It is the act of releasing deployment to servers and also scheduling updates on all servers, and most importantly, keeping the configuration consistent across all the servers. Containerization tools also play an equal crucial role in the deployment stage, where the containerization tools help produce consistency across development, testing, staging, as well as production environment. Besides this, they also help in scaling up and scaling down instances swiftly. And the last stage of this DevOps lifecycle includes continuous monitoring. For monitoring, we will be implementing the tools such as New Relic, Grafana, and Prometheus, where this is a very crucial stage of the DevOps lifecycle where we will continuously monitor the performance of our application. This practice involves the participation of the operation team, who will monitor the user activity for bugs or any improper behavior of the system. The continuous monitoring tools help us to monitor the application performance and also the service closely, and also enable you to check the health of the system proactively. And role of DevOps engineer. DevOps engineer is someone who understands the software development life cycle and has the outright understanding of various automation tools for developing digital pipelines such as CI or CD pipelines. DevOps engineer works with developments and the IT staff to oversee the code release. They are either developers who get interested in the deployment and network operations, or system admins who have a passion for scripting and coding and move into the development side, where they can improve the planning of test and deployment. Thank you.